Hi everybody. So today for math, you're going to warm up with this page. There's a cute little bee, and he's going from the flower to the hive. I bet he has some nectar to deliver, and I bet he has some pollen to drop off. So busy little bee. So you have to record the distance in cubes that the bee has to fly from the flower to the hive. So you're going to go from the flower down to the hive and tell me how many cubes that is. You can put the answer here or here. Okay, that's measuring the distance. Now, I don't know if you figured it out already, but if you want to measure length or distance, it's not very handy to have paper clips with you all the time or snap cubes. You have to have very full pockets for all those things. And did you ever think that if you use your hands to measure length or distance, or your feet, that depending on how big they are or how small they are, each person when they measure is going to come up with a different measurement. So there has to be a way that when we measure the length or the distance of something, everybody who does it is going to end up with the same answer. And somebody came up with a very smart idea. They invented something called a ruler. And I forgot to get mine, so let me go get it. I'll be right back. Look at this. I just quickly looked and I found 3 rulers in my desk drawer. And I know I had another one, but I can't find it. So you might say, well, Mrs. Card, all those rulers are different. They are. But the way that they're marked is the same on every ruler. So for example, if you look at this ruler, okay, the very end of it, that line right there stands for 0. And then the distance from the 0 to the 1, and the distance from the 1 to the 2, and so on like that, is exactly the same every time. And that's true on this ruler too. Look. Okay, there's that mark. It doesn't say 0, but the end of the ruler is where 0 is, and the distance from 0 to 1 is the same as the distance from 1 to 2, and the distance from 2 to 3, and so on, all the way to 30. So if this ruler goes to 30, the one I just showed you goes to 30. Where is it there? Ooh. Oh, there it is right there. See 30 on the top? And then look at this one. This one says Adam Card. This was his when he was in school. And it says the golden rule. Do to others as you would have them do to you. I like that. Now I'm going to flip this around because this is the side that we're talking about right now, the top. I'll talk about the bottom in a minute, okay? But look, I want you to look, okay? There's where the 0 would be, not at the end of the ruler, because they've left a little space. That's nothingness. So the 0 is where that big long black line is. And the distance from the 0 to the 1 is the same as the distance from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 all the way to, oh, look at that, 30 again. Now, you might be saying, well, what does that distance between 0 and 1 and 1 and 2 stand for? Is it paper clips, Mrs. Card? Is it Smarties? What is it? I'll tell you. It is, if you look really carefully right there, you see cm, that stands for centimeters. Because this space, it's about the width of my finger, from 0 to 1, and 1 to 2, and 2 to 3. Those are all 1 centimeter. Okay? So the distance from 0 to 1 is 1 centimeter. The distance from 1 to 2 is 1 centimeter. The distance from 2 to 3 is 1 centimeter, and so on like that. Okay? All the way to, how long is this ruler? 30 centimeters. So that means the distance from here, where the 0 should be, to here is 30 centimeters side by side. The same is true on here. Okay? Right there, the distance from where my finger is, 0, all the way to 30, is 30 centimeters. Because the space between each two numbers is 1 centimeter. Where am I? Down here I want to be. It's about the width of my finger. My finger is about 1 centimeter wide. Okay, can you see that, boys and girls? If I were to measure my finger, not widthwise, but lengthwise, this is how I would do it. I would lay the beginning of my finger on the 0, And I would lay my finger across the top of the ruler till I got to the end. And I have to look carefully to see where it stops. About 7. So my Peter pointer finger is about 7 centimeters long. Now quickly before we go on to measuring other stuff, I wanted to explain to you boys and girls about the other side of the ruler, because I want you to know when you pick up a ruler which side you're supposed to use. In Canada we always use the 0, where are we? 0 to 30 side, the centimeter side. But if you go to America, the United States, they use this side, the 0 to 12 side. And you can see right off the bat that the distance between the 0 and the 1 and the 1 and the 2 is bigger than a centimeter. It is. This space, this amount of space, is called inches. Have you heard of inches? You'll hear people in Canada talk about inches, but we won't be learning that in school. We'll only be measuring in centimeters. But I wanted to tell you about inches because I'm sure you've heard of it. So there are, let's see, how far does inches go on the ruler? 0 to 12. So really you can think of it like this. The distance on the centimeter side from 0 to 30 is the same as the distance from 0 to 12 on the other side. Why is it a smaller number? Because there's more space between the numbers. Now, what do I do with centimeters? You measure stuff. So for example, I can measure my pencil to see how long it is. Okay, how do I measure? Well, I'm not going to put it in the middle of the ruler like that. That doesn't make sense. I have to put the end of my pencil right where, you see how I did that, boys and girls? Right where the 0 is supposed to be. I don't know why they don't put 0 there. And then I take my finger and I follow it all the way along till I get to the end of the pencil over here. What's it closest to? Can you see? Oh, it's so tricky. We're holding it backwards. Can you see what it's closest to? It's just about 15 centimeters. So my pencil is 15 centimeters long. So if you go to Fred, the next door neighbor, and you say, my pencil is 15 centimeters, he's going to know exactly what you mean, because centimeters are the same size. Paper clips are not. You can get small paper clips, you can get big paper clips. Feet come in different sizes, even hands come in different sizes, but not centimeters. Centimeters are the same length or distance, no matter where you go. Okay? What else could I measure? I could measure my mouse. So how do I measure it? Oh, I started at the wrong end. Look, I started at the 30 end. See that? No. So I need to lay down my mouse right about there. You see I'm going by the fat end. Line it up, and my mouse ends right about around the 9 mark. So my mouse is about 9 centimeters long. Okay, now I'm going to measure, look, I have a Kleenex box. So I'm going to make sure that I lay, here's the 0 end of the ruler, I'm going to lay the Kleenex box right there at the 0 end. See that? Ugh, this backwards business is tricky. And then I'm going to, you follow with your eyes. How far does it go? Whoa, can you see it? Almost to 23. Looks like halfway between 22 and 23. So you could say it's 22.5 centimeters. Cool. What else could I measure? I'm just measuring stuff on the table. I could measure how wide my calendar is. This is my June calendar. So I'm going to lay down my calendar at the 0 mark. Oops. Right there. Then I'm going to follow with my eyes. Where does it end? Oh, it moved over on me. Oh, Mrs. Card, this is tricky. About 15 centimeters wide. And then I could lay it down and measure how tall it is, because this is a standing calendar. Okay, boys and girls, so that's what you're going to be doing on your math papers today. But the easy part about it is they give you the ruler. And this ruler goes 0 to 15 centimeters. So all you have to do is take a look at the blue line, start at 0, follow with your finger. Okay, this one ends at 8. So you're going to write 8 centimeters in the blank, and so on like that. Okay, boys and girls, so that's how you measure with centimeters. And that's all for today. So have fun with that. Bye.